Welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. And welcome from sunny Auckland. Thank you, lovely Kiwis, for putting on such beautiful weather for myself and my girlfriend Simone. And I'm filming from our hotel room, and there's very limited options. There's a really unmade bed. There's all kind of angles that don't let in enough light. So this is about as good as it gets. But what's important is the content. So let's get on with it. So many people over the years have asked me this. I'm an intelligent person. How on earth did this person hook me in and deceive me? And why didn't it see it coming? And then after being trapped in a narcissistic abuse experience, they say, I know this person is tearing me to shreds. I know I need to go, and I'm smart, and I know everything about who they are and what they're doing, but why can't I leave? This is the plight of intelligent people regularly. In fact, I promise you, sitting back here in the engine room at MTE, watching how many of us end up in the trenches, I would go as far as to say that intelligent people are those who are the most likely to get taken in and down by narcissists. And in this Thriver TV episode, I'm going to explain to you exactly why that is, as well as how you can make the shift so that you can still be intelligent, but can learn to access another aspect of intelligence, a growth of your right brain intelligence, which means that you're going to be integrated in your body and you won't be taken down again. It's a little like empaths, and I've done Thriver TV stuff on that topic. We may initially believe that we're taken in by narcissists because of our attributes, what we have to give, and on the surface, this is very true. Such as empaths are loving, giving people, and narcissists love taking. And intelligent people have more to offer in the way of stimulus and interest, and generally have achieved and or are capable of thinking up solutions and being resilient when dealing with the narcissistic disasters and mopping them up for them. And all of that is very attractive to narcissists. But what I want us all to get very interested in always is not what they are choosing and doing, but something much deeper and powerful that gives us the power back to ourselves, which is what we're choosing and doing and why we're doing that. Empaths get hooked in with people who are damaged, who hurt them, trying to caretake them and fix them, and that's subconscious. And this is what they did from a very early age, tune in to other people's energy, trying to feel how they can help that damaged, troubled person in order to stay safe. And this is a huge susceptibility to narcissists, doing that all over again. Intelligent people who are very left brain, as I used to be too, rely on their intellect to make decisions and are not used to or developed in trusting their inner senses and following those cues. They're more inclined to dismiss those feelings and trust the story that their head tells them, despite inner uneasy feelings. And being really intelligent means that we're really capable of thinking up justifications, even elaborate ones, to dismiss our inner voice. In fact, we can supply ourselves with incredible, powerful winning debates from our head to get our own way of how we would like things to be. Let me give you an example of this. Melissa met a man who she likes, and she's on another dinner date with him. Melissa watches him look sideways at 3 separate attractive women. Her inner being signals warning, warning, the message being 3 is a bit much, he's on the lookout for other women, he's a womanizer, red flag. Now, if Melissa had been connected to her inner being in integrated ways, the message would have been just that. She would finish the date respectfully and tell him he just isn't for her and move on. However, because Melissa is highly intellectual and she's disconnected from her body, even though that warning went off inside her, and because he ticks her boxes on paper, and because she feels a massive attraction to him, her intellect chimes in with, maybe you just imagined it. Just glancing at attractive women, even if he was, and he might not have been, surely doesn't mean automatically he's a cheater. And hell, I've got an appreciation for attractive women. I check them out too. And then she did that one. The all biggie rationalization that we intellects do to justify everything when we dismiss our inner being. I know I can handle this, we say to ourselves. These were teensy warning signs now, and if it really becomes a problem, then I'll deal with it. Oh yes, we all said that when we had narcissistic gut warning, and then all of us found out, no matter how smart we were, and when we got down the track into narcissistic wrong town, that we didn't deal at all effectively with it. We were getting smashed by narcissists with every terrible thing that they do. And for ages, we didn't pull away, we didn't disconnect, and we didn't just get over it, no matter how smart we were. So Melissa, I've heard her story over and over within the last 10 years. She ended up with a narcissistic serial cheater who stripped her of herself in every way. And she was married, she had kids with him, and he had numerous affairs, and she was so hooked in, she stayed attached for years, emptied out all the way to her near demise until he finally left her for another woman, before she found this community and how to heal for real. And please know, cheating is just the example I'm using here. It's the same for every inner warning with narcissists that we justified away and we pay dearly for it down the track. So what is really going on here? Why are smart people not picking up on narcissists in a way that protects them from them? And why do they struggle to leave them after they get hooked in by them? And why is this happening to them more than other people, except for perhaps empaths? So heaven help you if you're an empath and intelligent, because then you've got a double dose of this stuff. You're extra susceptible. And actually, it's great that that came up right now, because that is the truth. So many people in this community are intelligent, spiritual, caring and giving. You're drawn to service and healing industries. And you're smart, super smart, and you're certainly not lazy. Many of you, like I was, have been doing self-development earnestly for years, because that's what smart people do. And I so remember I was once in my head and I loved thinking about all my spirituality and development, and I could debate with anyone intellectually about working on ourselves for hours on end, as well as psychoanalyze all and sundry to death. Whereas now, no matter what I or anyone struggles with, I just say this: self-partner with your inner being, release your trauma in your body, bring in well-being to replace it, and you'll get well. Because that's all we need to know, and it's the only thing that really works. And I only finally worked that simple truth out after doing the journey to get out of my head, to get into my body, to self-partner and do the work there. So back to the previous question, why is it that smart people are not getting it and not getting out? Why does this happen? Or why did this happen? Or why is it happening to us? And please know the real answer is not because you're smart. It's because you have unhealed wounds in your inner being that are programs within your subconscious that are controlling around 95% of your choices unconsciously. You're repeating patterns on autopilot, and your subconscious mind, which is your intelligence, only has 5% of the say. If you think your intellect, no matter how superior, is controlling what is happening in your life, think again. Check out the science. I would recommend Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza, who are well-known current neuroscientists on the leading edge. And please upgrade people. You would not try to run your PC from ancient operating systems from the 80s. So why aren't we absorbing new evolving scientific information? We need to, because it explains to us why, as smart people, we can make really crummy choices over and over again, even though intelligently we know better. In our lucid moments, we know better, yet when push comes to shove, over and over again, our head grants us excuses and justifications to keep doing what we know we should not be doing. And please know there are incredibly intelligent people who are hopeless drug addicts and homeless people. Intellect is no saviour from self-destructive choices at all. So let's go back to Melissa having dinner with her potential new beau, who was checking out 3 other women. And again, cheating is only the example. Don't be sitting at home and say, well, this doesn't apply to me because this person doesn't cheat. Because A, if you're with a narcissist, I promise you, you really don't know whether or not that's true. And B, the point I'm making with this example is how your subconscious takes over your intellect. And I know that you intelligent people look for loopholes all the time. I used to do it. I'd say, well, there's one point in that paper or that talk that doesn't relate to me or my situation, so that's my way out. So, you know, listen up, because this does apply to us. So Melissa has intellectually on paper worked out that he's a great match for her. He's intelligent, he's got a good job, he's confident, he's well-spoken, and then chemically she feels sexually attracted to him. There is that X factor going on. That part is not logical, it's chemical, which means it's emotional. And what are our emotions? They're the language of our body, our inner being. They're the evidence of our subconscious programs. Before consciousness, I believed our attractions are often to do with our unresolved wounds, and it's true. This lady, Melissa, she had numerous affairs. Her father had numerous affairs on her mother for years, until he finally left with another woman, which caused the family grave pain. Our primary role models, our parents, set up the template of our love partners. Melissa's inner programs are the men I love cheat. Other women are more important than me. And this guy's familiar. He is her inner programmed love pattern, hence the chemical attraction. And then there's the unhealed inner child within Melissa who wants daddy to be different this time. Meaning she's going to unconsciously choose men just like him to try to fix her unresolved, unfinished childhood stuff. Now this is a really important part. When we have subconscious wounds that have a lot of emotional energy attached to them, such as the big trauma Melissa suffered as a child because of an adulterous father and a shattered mother, her inner programs have masses of emotional energy supergluing them in place, making them a powerhouse within her. Subconscious programs at this level play out to the letter, no matter what we try to think. Our choices and how we show up will generate exactly these outcomes. Now here is a really interesting part. When on her own and not in the vicinity of the manifestation of the program, such as men like this guy, Melissa may say to herself, I will not be with a cheater ever. I hate them. My dad did it and destroyed our family. Yet when her subconscious programs are on their way to manifesting the reality of life that exactly matches her subconscious programming, Melissa finds excuses in her mind for hooking up with someone who's a cheater. And we've all done it. Our head is telling us a story, and we even say to people, yeah, but it's different this time. He or she is not like that. I know it looks like that, but it's not that. and this is the reason why they're not like that. Yet on the inside, we're squirming because it's like, who are we really trying to convince? Other people just look at us weird, like they're not buying it. They see the truth because they don't have our unconscious program gig running within them. And the wise part of our inner being doesn't believe it either, because down the track we all said, I really knew that truth, but I didn't want to believe it. Yet we're like a runaway train watching our mind come up with excuse after excuse and intellectually debating and fighting for something that is a repeat pattern that is going to get us smashed or keeps holding us in the situation that is already smashing us to pieces. Why does our mind do this? For one reason that changes everything when we understand it, and I mean everything. Our mind does this because the mind follows the body. The body is our subconscious programs, our emotions that dictate 95% plus of our life, and our thinking defaults in alignment with this. And the smarter you are, the more you can argue to support your subconscious programs, and the more you think you can handle them. You say to yourself, I'm smart, I'm capable, I can handle this. And that's why you get hooked in so heavily. Different levels of intelligence have nothing to do with people who don't get hooked. It's not determined at all with those. That's no determinant with people who are inoculated against narcissists. Because those are the people who honour their inner being, show up fully investigating something if it doesn't feel right, and are not fearful of people criticising, rejecting, abandoning or punishing them if they speak their mind, which really means speak their gut. And they can easily walk away from opportunities that don't feel right. These people can be highly intelligent or not so intelligent. They can be anywhere on the scale of intelligence. The truth is, these people are whole on the inside. They were either parented in ways that allowed them to grow up with a secure, solid, self-generating inner identity, or they're the people who've released their trauma, reprogrammed their inner being, and have come home to themselves, such as myself and other people in this community who've done the deep inner healing with the NARP program on their traumas. Many of us people who were in our heads thinking our life was taking place at that level, only after having been smashed by narcissists, realise we had to find a deep connection in ourselves, and we had to come home to ourselves in our bodies and heal what was not allowing us to be self-partnered, integrated and backing ourselves authentically. And I promise you that when you do this, you don't lose intelligence, you gain it. When we've got our left and right brain working together, when we're integrated in our bodies, we are much more expanded, intelligent and whole. And it's such a relief to live this way rather than being cut off from our inner being and being precariously susceptible to reliving our unhealed stuff. I can't recommend the inner journey enough for every intellectual person listening. It's your missing piece to the puzzle of life. That's the Thriver journey that I took, and I'm passionate about helping people just like you take as well. So if this deeply resonates with you, and if you want to find out how to heal for real from toxic relationships and narcissistic abuse, you can sign up to my free 16-day recovery course, which includes an invitation to a healing workshop, a set of ebooks, and lots more. And it's going to give you the step-by-step keys and set you free. So to access those, just click the link at the top right of this video. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you like and subscribe so you get notified as soon as each new one is released. So until next time, keep smiling, keep healing and keep thriving, because there's nothing else to do. So lots of love and bye-bye from Auckland. Bye-bye.